G'day, welcome back to Mods and Movements. Today we've got a Datejust build. So again, just AliExpress parts, nothing fancy while I'm still learning. This one, the clasp on this is tough, but it's all good. So we've got a Datejust case with the fluted bezel. Not the biggest fan of these fluted bezels, so I've got just a plain one as well. So I'll do the switch over to that. This one's got sapphire crystal, screw down crown. This one had I think it's a presidential style or presidential style bracelet, screw down, screw links, display case back. Great features for the cost, really. So this one I've got this textured nice white dial, and we've got a NH35 in the movement holder, and we're going to look at putting on the dial. It's got little flush cuts here, so you can see that on the left hand side of the dial, well, back of the dial there's 4 dial feet, so the movement's only got 2, so we need to take 2 off. So on the left hand side, the top foot comes off, right hand side bottom foot, left hand side top foot. Okay, so let's go left top foot, bending back and forwards, right hand side bottom foot. We're not cutting it, we're just bending him back and forwards until he breaks off. There he goes. Tiny little raised bit there, might just file him off. Just do that over on the dirty bench. Alright, so we're back from the dirty bench. I just filed off what was left of the teeth with these mini files. Noticed one of the good feet that I need was bent too. It's still a little bit bent, but see how that goes. Try and get all the filings off the back with some Rodico. Let's see how we went. Pretty good. That looks to be seated pretty well. Alright, let's get these hands. So, you need to get this back around right to where it changes over. We'll try and find midnight. That should be our midnight there. So let me work out which hand pusher we need, because it's one thing I had a lot of trouble with last time, was identifying the right hand pusher. So I'm gonna have a good look now, and then we're gonna use our Rodico to hold it, and then we'll push it on. So let's give this our hand a go first. Pick him up with a bit of Rodico, make sure we've got it in the right way around. We'll just get it seated close to where we can, close to where we need to be as possible. See if we can get in a bit closer there. Now, I believe I'm using the right hand pusher this time. Sitting down a bit, facing forwards on the indices. I'll just try and get it gently back. It's in the right spot, but it's not. See if we can get it down. I think it just needs to come down on the, it's not sitting all the way down. Let's go around and see how it looks for the date change before we get too carried away. And these finger cots are way too small for my fingers. Alright, let's see how close we can get here. Ooh. Okay. So it looks like we're in a pretty nice spot there. Just want to be down on that post a bit. Let me just need a quick look under the loop. Yeah, I think it can just come down a bit further. I just want to. It's definitely closer, I think. Maybe we can get it down on that shoulder a bit more. Which one? This hand push has got a bigger. It's getting much closer now. I think that's pretty much there. I'm just going to give it another push under the loop, and then I think we'll move on to the minute hand. Alright, so I've just had it under the microscope, which looks awesome, but I don't have a camera attachment for it yet, so soz. But I will get one. There's more watch builds that I do and do. Alright, so let's have a look now at this minutes hand. We should be here, bang on 12 o'clock again. Now, I think it's the white one that I need to use. If anyone else knows exactly which ones to use and I'm using the wrong ones, help a brother out. I've gone back and checked. In the last video for the minutes hand, I was using the red. So maybe that's why I can't get it over the shoulder. Read the noise in the background. It's stinking hot today, so I've got all the windows open and the dogs are inside. It's not ideal recording but we do what we do. Why is that? It still just wants to fall off. I think it's these hands. In my head, this went a lot smoother. Doesn't really help, does it? That looks better. Let's see how that's lined up now with midnight. Everything's turning, which is a solid start. Do like the black hands on the white dial. Looks pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. We're in the window. What's that? 1 minute 2. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. All right, let me get prepared for the seconds hand. I've got mad anxiety about the seconds hand after all the trouble I had last time, so let's get ready and we'll give it a crack. Alright, let's go. Don't bend his hand. Maybe I should just build watches without seconds hands. Who uses seconds hand anyway? Who needs a seconds hand? Sure, someone does. Now, I don't think that it's on. But I might just get a look under the loop. Because definitely not going to celebrate too early. Wow, well, I'm pretty sure it was on. Somewhat uneventfully, but it's not on far enough, I don't think. Let's make sure it's just not not hitting anything. Seems clear. Looks clear. Should we see if it runs? I'm scared. Oof. Look out. Well, it's running. Real crazy, considering last time it took me hours to do that second sand. I think I've just fluked it. I've definitely fluked it. It's definitely not skill. It actually looks like it's on. So what are we gonna do? We might move over and swap the bezel. So I'm pretty sure these bezels we can just get the knife in here and just pop him off, hopefully without scratching the case. There it goes. Or the bezel in case I decide I want it later. There we go. Oh, what? There's a spanner for you. It's got the glass in it. A crystal. Well, I did not see that coming. Do have a crystal pusher. Let's have a look and see if I've got the right dies for it. Do have this cheapie. One that's on there actually looks pretty close to the size. I don't even know. I'm just winging it, obviously. Well, that's how you get it out. Man, okay. I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna give it a go though. Should probably go look it up. But this doesn't feel like, it doesn't have like a proper gasket there, so I'm not super concerned. Well, that's not right. Let's push that out. Is that? Okay, it's top. I think that's maybe the wrong way around. It's just like a spacer. It's not like, it's not what I was expecting to be in there. don't know, do I have the gasket in there first or? Maybe it comes in from the front. I'm gonna go watch the video and see how I took it out. We're back. So, put the gasket onto there. Pretty sure I've got this figured out now. Crystal on there first. This crystal should just go into the case. Before I was trying to put it into this because that's how it looked, but these bezels don't fit the case, so yeah, I was doing it back to front. Anywho, that's why we're here, isn't it? So this, will that push? I think that'll be. These will all be they're all too big. That one maybe. That one is. That's the size I'm going to go with. Apologies if you can hear a mower in the background. Don't get much time to do these videos, so when I do, you just got to play the ball where it lies. So, man, why can't I get this thing on? Oof. On there, bezel on. We want it to start straight though. It's not going to go well if we don't at least start it well. Come on. Come on. One side's still not quite there, but that's definitely the right way to do it. What I was doing before is definitely the wrong way. Ooh. That is definitely the wrong way as well. Man. Well, I don't have another one, so yeah. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna press on, put everything else in there, because why not? I'm gonna have to order it. Let's just pretend like that glass isn't cracked. Yeah, I'm not going to go crazy cleaning the inside of it just yet. So I've got to take that crystal back off.
Bye.
This build will end up half done till I order this. Reorder this crystal. So I wasn't going to attempt any crystal swaps yet, being only my second build, but I was kind of forced to on this one, wasn't I? Alright, so this is me in the future. We had some really hot weather, so I just scrapped all the audio because I had to have the windows open and fan noise, background noise, birds in the garden, which are still there, but hopefully with a bit of background music and windows closed, it's not too bad. So it was about here that I decided I didn't like those black hands, that the indices probably needed to be black as well for those to work. So I've scrapped those, and here you can see I've got the replacement crystal. And so what had actually happened, this plastic gasket has like a little lip inside of it that the crystal sits on. And when the crystal broke, it crushed this gasket. So I ordered some more. I tried to get a bit of help online on Reddit and a few other places. And those crystals are really hard to find. I couldn't actually even get a replacement. The Misaki store on AliExpress actually ended up sending me one, but someone on Reddit helped me out, and I just got like a little gas soldering iron, and I heated up, and it just basically just shrunk and popped back into place. So I ended up reusing that gasket, and this is me trying to press it back in, and it was super tight in this new bezel. I still am not 100% sure that I was doing this correctly. So anybody that knows or has changed these bezels before on these style cases, let me know how exactly you meant to do it, because it was really hard. So it kept, like this bezel, when I was pushing it down, it kept crushing that gasket, and I couldn't for the life of me get it past that first little lip on the bezel. So I actually took to it with the Dremel, which is possibly not the right thing, but I just took that sharp edge off that bezel, and yeah, it seems to have helped it when pressing on. It just didn't stop it from crushing that gasket. Like, it was the right bezel and everything. It's off the same Misaki store. It just kept crushing it. So that was the best way I found to actually make it work. Whether or not that affects the waterproofing on the case, probably. But like, it's a Datejust style build anyway, so it's not going to be a swimming watch or anything like that. But I think it's still fine. I'm just going to press down and just keep turning the case to try and get the same pressure, because I'm guessing this cheap crystal press, like, it's not going to be completely accurate. It's not going to be 90 degrees. So it's still super tight to press down, but it actually squeezed past and it stopped squishing up that gasket, which was the main issue that I was facing there. And it looks like after a fair bit of pressing that we're seated. Looks like we've got it all sorted. So I might take all these stickers off, clean it up, move on with this build, start pushing it, put it all back together. Alright, so we're going to get ready to case the movement, and you can see I've gone and changed these hands. I think these hands suit this waffle dial way better. They've got chrome, like a chrome border with the loom on the inside. It's just, they're matched perfectly with the dial, same as the indices. So change them. I think they suit a lot better. So we'll get this temp crown out and we'll case it up and get the crown stem cut and try and finish this build off. Hopefully you can't hear the baby birds in the background. We have a family of birds who've decided to take residence outside, and they've had little babies and they are extremely noisy all day long. I've seen people say different ways to measure this, but this is, in the other builds that I've done, this has worked the best. So I'll just measure the gap between the gap between the threads and the crown, 7.2 mil. I take off, just a bit less than that, and then work back from there, which seems to work pretty well. We just want to take it off that threaded side, obviously. Take it off the other side, you'd be in trouble. It won't fit. Zero it out. Double check my measurement. This little pin vise does a pretty terrible job of holding things. You just take that little burr off the tip of the file. Let's have a suss, see how close we got it. I'm gonna check all the operations and then check it threads on. It looks like we've got it right on the first try here, which is a nice win after the other issues we've had on this build. So winding works, date works, spring back works nice, and it seems to screw down. So pull him back out, get it Loctite in there. Just clean up that Loctite with a bit of Rodico. It seems to be the easiest way to kind of get it off. I've just got a small pair of needle nose, just make sure it's actually tight and where it needs to be. And we'll get him banged back into this watch. Get this case back gasket greased up. Some of China's finest case back grease, silicone grease. And that case back is filthy. We'll get this filthy case back cleaned up. I can put everything back together. Place the gasket on the case back, make sure it's seated nicely. And whenever I'm threading anything especially with fine threads, I like to go in reverse first until you feel it click and it'll sit into the right spot in the thread. And then you can go, clockwise, and it'll just make sure that you don't cross thread anything. Now we get this build finished off and get the bracelet back on, get it sized up, see what it looks like on the wrist. And there we go. White waffle dial, Datejust style, Seiko Datejust. I think it turned out pretty good after smashing the crystal and, all the issues we had. Just get it sized up for my wrist and finish this baby off. Alright, so thanks everybody for watching. Do all that YouTube stuff. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Got any questions, chuck a comment down below. I'll chuck all the parts and links in the description. Also got an Instagram channel if you want to go and follow that, at Mods and Movements. I just chucked up another video as well of removing the Cyclops on the first video. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Chuck it down in the comments or flick me a message on Instagram or YouTube even. So thanks again for watching. Cheers to everyone if you made it to the end. Got any questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, check out the Insta. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.